We're making a two-piece set out of double gauze fabric. A soft, lightweight top paired with relaxed fit shorts. It's one of those effortless looks that's easy to make, but you still need to make some effort. And also, it is very comfortable. Because honestly, who doesn't want to be comfortable?
Everybody on YouTube is either sewing or buying their dream Pinterest board. And I realized I don't have one. Or maybe I just don't have dreams really.
Anyways, I figured I'm going on holidays soon. I bought a bunch of double gauze fabric or muslin fabric. So maybe I could actually have a look on Pinterest and look for some inspiration. Initially, I wanted to make some dress, but this top kept coming up and I kinda liked it. It was relaxed, nice and easy to make. So, we're gonna make this top. Double or triple gauze fabric, which in many European countries is known as muslin, mussola, musselina, musselin, each country has its own version, is a very soft and airy cotton fabric. It is made from 2 or 3 layers of thin cotton that are lightly tacked together, creating this grid-like structure that sort of looks like an Excel spreadsheet. The smaller the grid, the more crinkly the fabric is going to be and it will have more texture. If the grid is larger, it's gonna be a little looser, more relaxed. So this is what double gauze with larger grid looks like. It's been washed, but you can see that it's flattened out a little bit. It still has a little bit of crinkle, but it's definitely more relaxed, and you can see that the grid is very obvious. And this is the fabric that I'm using for my matching set. But I also have double gauze that has much smaller grid. This one has been washed as well, and you can see that over time it didn't flatten. There is a lot of crinkle, plenty of texture, and you cannot really see the grid. It's much smaller than on the previous fabric. And I also have triple gauze. This one has not been washed yet, but you can see the crinkle already. It's also, the grid is much smaller. So once it's washed, it's gonna be somewhat like this. And I would say that it's gonna be even more crinkly than this one because it has 3 layers. So it's gonna be more textured and it's gonna hold the shape a little more. This fabric is very popular amongst babies. They're like, it's so soft. But it's been gaining a lot more popularity amongst adults because it's airy, it's breathable, it's great for summer or, well, any hot weather, but it's also great to wear at home all year round. So it's quite versatile, and what else to say, it's good. Moving on. This top is quite easy to make. It's pretty much just one long rectangle or a big tube. So I'm taking the fabric and just measuring on myself the length from one palm to the other. And then I moved on to the height measurement, where I made a mistake right here. So later in the video, you will see what the mistake looks like, how to measure properly, or how to fix it. As we saw before, the grid lines on this fabric are quite visible. So once I marked my measurements, I'm just following the grid lines of the fabric to cut out the pieces. Quick visual check and moving on to the next measurement, the neckline, which is simply the distance between your shoulders. Now I divide the shoulder measurement by 2. Then I fold the fabric in half to find the center and mark that fold. From this center point, I measure and mark half of the shoulder width to the right and the other half to the left. I repeat the same process at the bottom of the fabric, and I add a few centimeters on each side for a little extra room, but this step is completely optional. You can keep the same length on top and at the bottom, and then I take the other piece of the fabric and just transfer the measurements. Now I'm sewing the two pieces together at the top and bottom, but I'm leaving an opening for the neckline and another one at the bottom. To clean up the seams, I'm using an overlock for less bulk and frankly, it's speed. But if you don't have an overlock or a serger, they're the same thing, you can absolutely use French seams instead. They're nice and neat, though they may create a tiny bit of bulk, but nothing major. Definitely better than leaving the edges raw or finishing them with a zigzag, as this fabric tends to fray. So now I look like I could take off very soon. It's now clear that I just made the top a bit too long because I was counting it from up here and not necessarily from here. So I will be cutting it down, probably like 10 centimeters for it to come probably up here. And it's gonna also obviously make the sleeves smaller because now they look a bit funny. In any case, I have done the neckline and I have done the shoulder seams. And in this area, I would say so far so good, because the boat neck is pretty nice. And I can either wear it this way or this way or this way. Okay, anyways, I will now just shorten the bottom, then finish the sleeves, hem them, and that should be it.
The next morning.
With the top done, I am now making a pair of random shorts. Now, the girl in the inspiration, she's wearing a maxi skirt with a slit, and I find it a bit too sexy as I'm going for something a little more relaxed, a little more low-key. So I will cut out the pieces and then I'll do business as usual, and then we're finally done, my friends.
2,000 years later.
Now, I finished the set a few weeks ago. It's just I've been avoiding putting the video out there, putting myself out there, because I'm wildly uncomfortable. But in the meantime, I got a lot of wear out of the set, and quite frankly, it's great. It's so comfortable. I love it. What happened is that the drawstring that I made out of the fabric ripped, because I made it out of scraps, you know, using it all. So then I thought maybe I'm gonna braid a drawstring out of embroidery floss, you know, maybe adding in a little more color. So I made this. But then I put it in and I don't think I liked it. So I made a new drawstring that looks like this. It's made out of the fabric, obviously. In any case, I'm gonna show both versions and you can tell me which one you like more. I personally... And here is the final set. Now, I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. I think both versions are pretty good. I also think it's a bit risque, you know, so be maybe careful when wearing it, or maybe just adjust your length. Now, as promised, you can wear it in the middle, but also on the left and also on the right. So I think overall this turned out pretty well. And what do you think of the drawstring? Which one do you like better? Listen, if you're still here, thank you for getting through this with me. Now, I've got plenty more coming up, just because in 2024 I told myself, I'm not gonna be buying any more stuff, I'm just gonna make it. And I just made one dress that I didn't really like, so I'm doing it now. But really, what I want to be focusing on this channel is design, sewing, quality of materials, quality of finishing things. And if you're not sewing, it doesn't matter, because all of these things are still relevant to you if you're buying clothes. Because I do not agree with what people are offered nowadays and what they're asked their money for. The thing is, you're not buying a better product, you're just buying a better illusion. And with that said, thank you for hanging out with me, my friends, and see you next time.